So I came down to check the house to make sure everything that was supposed to be here was here. You know, I'd let the neighbors know that, you know, since they're the only ones other than myself that has actual access to this house. Considering the realtor, you know, had them put on the lockbox and set the code. So the only other people other than myself that has access to the house are my neighbors. And they were told that, you know, that appliances have to stay with the house. And all the build materials to do the repairs needed to stay with the house. Otherwise, anything that basically wasn't attached to the house, they could take. And I already, you know, let them know on several things what they could and couldn't take. And the one things that I definitely told them they could snatch up, they left in the driveway and they came straight in and they stole all the fucking build materials to finish the fucking bathroom. And they stole my fucking light. Good morning. As you saw in the last vid, I showed up to my house to find all the shit to repair the bathroom and all that missing. And my living room wagon wheel chandelier missing. And then it was right after that I realized the dining room was missing. The dining room light was missing too. And if you look in that vid, you'll notice that both fixtures are empty. When I got there, I found that all my cupboards were wide open. It was like a couple tweakers went into my house and ransacked my fucking house. Yet since there wasn't enough shit to ransack other than the back room, that they left shit in a mess to make sure they can steal the toilet of all fucking things. And then they stole the fucking ceiling fan that was supposed to replace the one in the kitchen. They stole the linoleum that was supposed to be the new flooring for the bathroom. They stole the flooring out my shop that was there to either replace any flooring that needed to be done in the house or to finish off the front porch. They literally stole all the build materials to do the repairs on the house. Except for the vanity of all things. You'd think that if somebody's selling a house and they're saying, hey, anything that's not supposed to be attached to the house or isn't attached to the house or whatever can't be taken outside of the appliances too, they can't be taken because they go with the house, that you don't go in and start stealing all the shit that was left there to do the repairs on the house, shit that's supposed to be attached to it. See, the moment they called and told me that they took the toilet without permission at all and just went and installed it, I had a gut feeling that they took more. And so when I decided to show up without saying anything, and that's when I found what I did. It's what you saw in that little minute-long recording. Other than the fact of I don't think I showed you all the cupboards that were wide open and all that shit that I went through and closed. In the kitchen and in the washroom, closets all wide open. Oh, we were helping to clean it out. No, you're ransacking my house and literally cleaning me out. I told you what you could and couldn't have, guys. And I even literally took pictures of shit that I was giving you that was not cheap. A 5,000 watt generator or whatever for that is strong enough to power the RV. I was just going to leave to them the rototiller or not, because that shit I didn't want to have to transport back. But now I'm going to have to come make another trip down here to remove that shit, because I'm not giving it to them. And I'm going to have to get help on removing all the canning supplies. See, they were told what they could and couldn't have. And I had enough trust in them to think that they had enough common sense to not go through and steal everything that was intended to be left to do the repairs on the home. I had to let the realtor know what was going on and everything with the house, because I told them yesterday, the neighbors, because after that recording I went and confronted them. I was like, no, you guys need to return that shit. That has to be returned today, otherwise I'm calling the cops. it got heated, and I was pissed. And, of course, what's my neighbor doing? He's coming out with the fucking linoleum knife, the same one that I bought to cut the linoleum for the bathroom that he stole. And they're all trying to tell me miscommunication. Do you mean to say that you're so fucking stupid that you think that somebody's going to go buy a house expecting there to be lights in the house and a toilet and materials, at least a toilet, and it's gone? There's no way you're that fucking stupid. That's not a misunderstanding. That's taking advantage of somebody's kindness in the situation and hoping that I wouldn't return before the house was sold. So I'm making another early morning drop by to my house to make sure that everything was returned. And if it's not returned, well, like I said, I got to put everything else in the shop. I got to shut the shop and lock it up. I've got to take the key to the house out of the lockbox until I can find out from the realtor how I'm supposed to change the code. And then I get to bar the windows. See, when someone confronts you about the theft of things and you're trying to argue with them that it was a misunderstanding, yet you're standing there with a fucking linoleum knife and you know you're about to get your fucking teeth knocked in, and when the person telling you that shit needs to be returned that day because you're fucking them on the sale of their home and you know it, and they're walking away from you to keep a distance, and you walk up and you put your trembling hand on their shoulder, you said that tells them enough. When you put your hand on their shoulder and you're shaking, that says you were fucking lying and knew what you did was wrong. And knowing that, yeah, it crossed my mind after a decade of martial arts and putting his hand on my shoulder like that. Yeah, I felt him trembling, and even though I saw that fucking linoleum knife, it's only good for slashing. And the reach on that is only going to give you that much extra reach. Years of martial arts, you got to think about it. I already know I'm going to get cut, and I'm willing to take it. Are you willing to take the risk of having that weapon taken from you and used on you? When you're being confronted about your theft of somebody's material shit, and you want to argue with them that it was a misunderstanding while you're holding a weapon in your hand, and then you put your hand on their shoulder and they feel you shaking, that says everything right there. You act like a couple tweakers and you go in and start clearing somebody's home out, and you don't even take the shit that they said you can take. You take everything else. You know what you did was wrong. And so yes, I get to go check, and everything's not there. Yeah, I'm putting stuff away into the shop. I have to lock it up and basically block it and get the house all locked up and blocked off, and they're not getting shit from me. I'll have to return next weekend or whatever with the truck to grab what I can out of there, and then I'm probably gonna have another friend of mine that's down this way at least come and help get the canning stuff and into their vehicle. You know, when the thieves decide to tell me, oh, I needed help to put that stuff in my vehicle, but you want to talk about your friend Louie being there, you had somebody to help you put the stuff that you're allowed to take into your vehicle. Instead, you got them to help you fucking steal shit from your neighbor in hopes that your neighbor wouldn't find out. I'm tired of getting used by people. And sure, we had a confrontation, and when they're the type of people who tell you they have a beef with someone, they try to kill them with kindness, I didn't forget. Yeah, I laughed with them, I joked with them. They don't realize that when I get there this morning and that shit's not returned, I'm calling the police like I told them that I would. They're not my friends. Friends don't do that shit. Friends don't lie to your face, they don't use you, and they don't take advantage of you like that. And then try to say that, oh, it was a misunderstanding. What you just said is that you're fucking dumb as a box of rocks, you knew what you did was fucking wrong, and you're guilty as fucking sin. Anyways, I'll update you here in a moment. So in the next moment you see me talking to you, yeah, it'll be after I've gone to the house. And I might record a little while I'm there so you can see what I'm talking about. Anyways, yeah, catch you in a bit. So I'm back at my place and I can already tell they didn't return the flooring. So, sorry about my shop. When I was cleaning out, I had to bring out all the crap out here, basically. Right here, I had about 480 square feet of flooring. And when I got here, they had all these open. I was going to let them take the ATV, even this, the generator, that stuff, and that. I didn't mind because they were helping out. Which I get to put all that back in the shop. I told them they needed to replace this shit, return this shit here yesterday. Thankfully, they didn't take the fucking vanity. I get to take the keys and keep them until I find out from the realtor how to change out this code. And then have everything blocked off. But yep, I got here. At first, I didn't notice they took the other chandelier, and in fact, they took all the covers too. And then it wasn't until after I did the vid that I noticed they took this one. When I came in, so as you can see, some of the cupboards are still open. You know, like this one, this one, this one, that one. Yeah, they were all open. Left wide open. They had this all pulled out. These all open. My drawers and cabinets all open. They had all these all open, which they're still partly open. See, they went through everything. That's still open. They ransacked my fucking place. See, the bathroom, you can't see it so easy. Let's see if... No, I don't have my lighter. There's no toilet, flooring, and all that because the toilet was right there. This stuff was all actually stacked pretty nicely, but they came right in. Just made sure they went through it all. They went through this, and it was right behind this that I had the ceiling fan for the kitchen and the linoleum flooring for the bathroom to finish the bathroom. They made sure to take those. If you notice, yeah. I was going to let them take the canning stuff. No, they left. They made sure to leave that. They got some of the other shit from up top. I'm not letting them take any more. I'm having to go through and block windows now and lock up the door. No, they robbed me. And the fact that they even took the fucking light covers off that is some fucking shit. No, I'll be calling the police here once I'm done here. I've got to block up the windows and yeah, because you can't trust anybody anymore these days, and that's what I'm finding out real fast. Jam that in. Yep, that's jammed. Now I get to take this thing for the stove and jam that in there. Excuse me. Yeah, they ransacked my place. It's, yeah, I'm pissed about it. So Got that jammed and blocked. Make sure this can't get opened. And yeah, I'm going to have to take the air conditioner out of the window too. I'm surprised you didn't steal that, but yeah, I'm going to take that out. I see they made sure the bathroom window here was cracked open. So now that's latched, but yeah. Well, next vid I got to go put stuff back in the shop and all that, so, and take this out of the window and make sure this is shut. So yeah, I'll be back at you after I'm done here. Just kind of adding in, got everything that I could inside the shop. Got the shop shut and locked up. I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to come back down with keys for the master lock here, so that way realtors and them can get in. No, I'm gonna have to come back, give them keys, stuff like that for these different locks, but I gotta go in and double check something because I have a feeling they also stole the fucking propane cylinder for the water heater. Because they already had one out there. And I notice one of the good ones is, one of the new ones is missing. Yep. They even stole the cylinder for that too. So, sorry Rachel and Jesse. I had trust in you guys as neighbors and you guys fucking destroyed this one. I've got no choice but to call the cops. Thanks. What's up, guys? A little update. Because I stopped at the market to let the market guy know what was going on so that way he could keep an eye on my place. I do trust him. He was my boss. He's a good guy. Might be a little testy sometimes for some people or rub people the wrong way, but he's actually a really good guy. No, I stopped, updated him, and now I get to have the pleasure of going by the police station in town. So by the time this all gets uploaded basically and is done, I'll have already stopped there. I'm just really done with people fucking using me, taking advantage of me, and lying to me, thinking that I'm not gonna know better because I might be a little slow to the punch on some things, but I know when people are lying to me and fucking with me. And I may not say everything that I think or I know is going on because I want to see how many times somebody's going to trip and fall. And yes, sometimes when put on the spot, I don't know how to say what to say or think on it at that moment. And yeah, a lot of times if I'm extremely stressed out and pissed off, logic's one of the few things I don't think about all the time necessarily, especially when I'm that pissed off. It's just I have spent many years learning to restrain myself in certain situations, especially like that when somebody blatantly fucking robs you. Anyways, that's my little update. They don't return the stuff. They will have actually effectively fucked me out of selling my house. And I'll have to get that shit replaced and all that fun stuff. If they don't return everything, yeah, I'm pressing charges. This did more than just steal shit from me. They literally blocked me from being able to sell the house. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.